Hi guys, we're looking at another rubber band powered car here, 3D printed. It's developing as I'm going along. This is my first idea with rounded edges and rounded ends, and then the idea was they go in there, and this is your axle tubes. But because I've done the rounded bits, they don't fit in there very tightly. So this is version 2, where I haven't rounded the edges, I've left them square. And that is a very tight fit. In fact, what I've had to do is just trim off the edges a little bit, off the corners. And that does now fit in there very nicely and very tightly. And what I've done there is I've got little ridges to stop it going in too far. On the original build, my idea was to have a ridge on the inside there to stop it sliding all the way through. But in the redesign, I've done it this way, so the ridges are on the body, and they stop the body sliding too far into the socket, we'll call it. I've also built a bridge section, as I call it, which will go on there when I've trimmed it up, and we can then make the car twice as long. And stick that on the other end. So rubber band up through the middle. I'll probably try it with just one rubber band and a piece of cotton to extend it. I've got my box full here of the ones I've done already, so I should probably make use of the axles and the CD hubs that I've done already. So you'll have to look at some of my previous videos to see how I've printed them off. Although I'm trying to do a version 2, these are held in place with a bit of sticky tape, double-sided sticky tape on the inside, and that holds the CD in place. I'm trying to see if I can do one that will just grip the CD on its own. Anyway, that will go through there. Must be another one in there somewhere, I'll search for it in a minute. These are the ones that just slide onto a bit of cardboard like that. That must be that one. Through there. Didn't put it through there. Come on, Grandad, pay attention to what you're doing. Through there. And the other thing we need to do, which I'll probably change in version 2 of this, is drill a hole straight down through, so we can put a short piece of one of these down through there to hook on the rubber band to hold it at one end, and then at the other end the rubber band will just wrap round the axle. Or if I use a piece of cotton, I might need to put a little hook on there, we'll see. Anyway, I'll put them together. The idea was I'd actually glue them together, but I'll see if I can get away with just pushing them together for now, when I've trimmed that one a bit. Well, that's all pushed together, but I think this bit's going to be a bit too loose, so I might have to actually glue it. So I'll put a spot of super glue on there to make it solid. We'll try it with just one rubber band first. These are the cheap Poundland ones that I think are actually silicone. They're not very strong at all. I'll just put a loop of kite string, that is, cotton, through there. The big problem will be how do you get it all the way through the middle? I've got my peg there for holding the rubber band in place. Oh, I didn't glue that end, I only glued it in the middle. But somehow we've got to get that to drop all the way through. And I can work it through a bit at a time. I think this is a bit of a design flaw. That makes it too difficult. I might do a version 2 or 3 in fact, because this is already version 1 and 2 linked together. Just with a slot all the way along the top without all the cross pieces. Then there'd be no problem trying to get the band all the way through. So yeah, I think this is a bit of bad design work. You could just push a stick all the way up there with a hook on the end. That would do it. Stick all up there like that with a hook on it. In fact, I might just put a hook on this for now because I can get it from there. There we are, just a bent paper clip on the end of my barbecue skewer. Yeah, that'll do. Let's put that back on. And down through there. Yeah, probably need to glue that one on as well. And for now, yeah, I think I'm going to need a hook on there, because the way I normally do it is hold it in place so it wraps around, but you can see what happened there. I let go of it and it shot all the way up inside, so I'll put a little peg on there so we've got something to hook the rubber band onto. I'll put a little, I don't know if you can see it, little peg into the back axle there so we can hook the string on. All I've done is drilled a small hole and put the point from one of the barbecue skewers in there and glued it in place. So that just gives us something to hook onto. So, yeah, I think this bit wasn't such a good idea. But it does work, we can get hold of it. Get that in position right. And put that straight over there. Put that out of the way. And we can wind it up. Next question is, will it go? I didn't put the lights on in the kitchen, so if we do chase it, it'll get a bit dark. Oh. I can't catch up with that. That's gone the full length and straight through right to the front door. So instead of the usual 8 metres, we've done about 12 metres there. Well, I didn't expect that. Yeah, there we go. That did the distance, single rubber band, and we did 12 meters or thereabouts. Summary time. Well, that worked rather well. Just the one little rubber band and then kite string or cotton to get to the back. I usually do a summary of what components we've used, don't I? 4 CDs. The hubs for the CDs are 3D printed. Actually working on a different design for the hub. This is one, like you get in the CD cases. So it goes on, clips in place, so it holds in place, which will work for the front wheels, but you can still turn it. So it'll be no good for the back wheels, because when you put power on there, the axles will spin and the wheels won't. So still not quite perfect, that design. But somebody asked about them and I did say I was working on them. So, as I say, not quite there. Alright for the front wheels, but you'd still need to put a bit of sticky tape on the back wheels. I'll just explain that. These are held on the hubs. So the centrepiece is the right diameter of the centre of the CD, and then the outer bit I just put double-sided sticky tape on it, and that grips it well enough to actually use it as driven wheels. The rest of it is just 3D printed. Now this is just a 20 by 20 oblong with, what are they, 16-inch holes through it to lighten it, and it's actually a 16 millimeter. A 17 millimeter hole goes right the way up through the middle to hollow it out. The first time I tried doing it with nice rounded edges, but that made it a bit too sloppy in the connection piece here, the joint. So second time I did it, I didn't round the edges. These are just square section, and I added little stoppers there to stop it sliding right the way through. Hole down through there to put another bit of barbecue skewer through to hold your rubber band in place. Barbecue skewers for the axles, and on the back axle I've taken the point off of the end of one of these barbecue skewers, drilled a tiny hole there and glued that in so we can hook the cotton onto it that I've been using. Now to get the cotton all the way up through the middle, I've got to use a hook to actually reach inside and get hold of it. But that works fine. Get it to this end, turn that around, and there we are, all ready to wind up. So I'll put links to the STL files on Tinkercad, and I'll put it on Thingiverse as well. My original idea was these would be a push fit, but I have actually put super glue on there to hold them rigid. And we did 12 meters with it quite easily.